99% of condos are the worst investments that you can ever make, whether that's a condo that you are buying as an investment property or a condo that you are buying as a single family residence. Now notice I said 99%. It doesn't mean all, but 99% of them are bad investments. And here's why. There are three issues you have to worry about when you are buying a condo. Okay, but before we get to those three issues, you must know that there are two types of condos. You have condos that look like apartments, and you have some condos look like townhomes. Okay, so if you're somebody out there buying a townhome, always ask your agent to check if it's under an HOA or if it's zoned as a condo. So here are the three issues that you have to worry about when you are buying a condo. The first thing is your neighbors, the people above you. If their unit floods and it floods into your ceiling and into your unit, it is no longer a them problem. It is now a you problem, as most insurance only covers stud to stud. That's the first thing, but that's not the biggest thing. The next two things are the biggest things. The next thing is, number two, is the condo delinquency rate. Condo delinquency means how many people in the building or how many people in this condo association are not paying their condo dues. Okay, I'll come back to that. The third thing is the investor to owner occupied rate. Now, that means how many people or how many owners in the neighborhood are investors versus how many people in the neighborhood that live in the neighborhood or live in the condo complex are actual owners. We're going to worry about the last two, investor owner occupied rate and the delinquency rate. Okay, let's start with the delinquency rate. When you buy a condo, okay, you have to also think about your options when you want to resell that condo. The average person out here in America that is buying a home is using a government-backed loan, whether that is a VA loan or an FHA loan, one of those two. That is 90% of home buyers out here. If you own or if you buy a condo where the delinquency rate is, above a certain point where you have maybe like 20 or 30% of people that aren't paying their condo dues, the federal government will not lend on that property. You see this a lot in black neighborhoods. The federal government, meaning FHA, VA, these government-backed loans, will not lend on that property. So if you buy a condo and you then try to sell it, you have cut out 90% of buyers, for the most part, most likely, all because the people in your condo building are not paying their condo dues. And the way the government looks at it is, if the majority of the people are not paying their condo dues, then you or the next person as the next buyer most likely will not pay theirs either. So these condos are very, very hard to resell. Okay. So the same thing goes for the investor ratio. When you have these government-backed loans, they also look to see how many investors versus owner-occupied people are living in these complexes. Now, those are the bad sides of, buying a condo. And, I always tell people, when it comes to condos, you got to think about if you ever have to sell or if you ever want to sell the property, they're very hard to get rid of because the buying pool is so small. OK, now, the 1% of where it makes sense to own or buy a condo is in condo towns. For example, Miami Beach. When you go to Miami Beach, you're going to see more condos than you're going to see single family homes, because over there, buying a condo makes sense. It's attractive to the area. It's a vacation area. It's, people love the beach. Selling condos in Miami will be a lot easier, okay, than selling a condo or buying a condo in a place like, I don't know, let's take like Oxon Hill, Maryland, where, or any suburb, okay, that has condos. They're going to be a lot harder to sell, a lot harder to get rid of. Okay. You may be able to get into it if you have a conventional loan or whatever, but it's going to be harder to get rid of it. Now we have a condo town like Miami Beach, just use that as an example. Well, people that want to buy in those areas, people that come into those areas, that's most likely what they're looking for the most part. Okay. So that 1%, you also have to think about the amenities. Now, the other thing that people don't think about when it comes to buying condos is the condo fee. You have to pay an additional fee on top of your mortgage in these condo sections, and this fee covers the maintenance of the condo building, any other amenities, That's another negative of having a condo. And for a lot of people, it pushes them out of, it changes their debt to income ratio. My advice to people is, instead of spending that extra $400, $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 in condo fees, you could actually just get a bigger house. Now, if you really, really like condos and if the place isn't delinquent, then by all means go for it. But these are things that most people don't know about, that, these condo transactions get jammed up because of these things. And, they're very, very hard to sell because most people don't want to pay those condo dues, because of, they're high or it's an extra expense on top of the mortgage. So when it comes to buying a condo, remember, you got to always ask these things. What is the condo delinquency rate? And what is the investor to owner occupied ratio? Just wanted to leave that with y'all.